Hello, White Sox fans, and welcome to another edition of the FutureSox podcast. My name is Ian Eskridge. Joining me, as always, Mr. James Fox. How are you, James?
Good, man. What's going on?
Well, just hanging out, watching some football today, watching some baseball right now. Blue Jays are up on the Mariners 2-0. Other than that, not a whole lot. What you got going on?
Yeah,
Anything
I
good?
feel. Yeah, I feel like Game Sevens are cool in general, but we were just talking about how we're ready for the off season. So if Seattle could come back and take care of that, I'd be fine with that. I feel like
Yeah, I'd be pretty stoked about that. All we're waiting for is
to
off
see who
season,
who gets to play the mighty Dodgers, and then yeah, I'm just like curious, just the whole off season. I mean, obviously this is like White Sox centric, right? But just hot stove in general is interesting. It's the year before like impending labor doom, right? So I don't know. Just kind of curious to see what happens.
Yep, Carrie's rooting for the Mariners. Doug asks, are the Bears going to do better than last year?
What did they won 5 last year, I think, or 6? They've won 4. So the
Yeah,
thing that's funny is they were 4-2 last year as well.
well, that's true.
So,
They started off well
I
last
mean,
year.
they could go, can they go 6-5 or 5-6 and be like, okay, yeah, I think so.
I mean, I think they've got as far as strength of schedule goes, they're really pretty far down on the low end, right?
Yeah, the schedule doesn't look as daunting as it did. It's like always that way. It's funny. Like when you look at the schedule when it first comes out and you're like, "Oh my god, but then teams like underachieve." So,
So the Dodgers swept the Brewers. How shocked were you?
I don't know. Sweeps are hard. So, I guess like the shocking part of it is starters going 8 innings the first 2 and just like basically ending the game like immediately, right? Like um that part is surprising because even though the Dodgers are loaded, once you get into one of these like bullpen games, like all it takes is a couple of guys to be bad, right? Well, that doesn't happen if your awesome starter goes 8 innings. And then the Otani thing is just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. Like we've never seen anybody better than this person. And
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody's ever. I mean, I'm sure Babe Ruth was good. Um, but like this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, whenever anybody brings up the Babe Ruth Otani thing, the only thing that I always go back to is that he was hitting more home runs in a year than an entire team.
Yeah.
So that in itself is also bonkers. It's like I comparing them is tough because the going between eras is hard,
Yeah.
but he also wasn't striking out double digits and throwing shutout baseball for 8 innings in a
Or
playoff game.
seeing like the pitching that like if he like walked into a stadium right now and like had to face like Blake Snell, it's like, oh my god, like I'm sure he'd adjust, right? Because you'd have like all the modern stuff, like that's where like that argument like goes out the window, kind of. But it's like this is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, as JT says here, comparing different eras is unfair. It is tough, the baseball, even the baseball itself was 100% different. So who knows how that thing moved, with the
Yeah.
uneven seams and all that crap. Who knows,
Well, the thing I was talking to somebody about this the other night, like even like I thought Mike Trout was the best player I'd ever seen. But he can't
Yep.
throw, right? Like
Yeah.
Mike Trout can't throw. Like Otani can do everything. There's like nothing he can't do. Like it's insane. He steals bases. He can throw. He can hit for average. He can hit for power. He pitches. Like it's just absolutely insane.
Yeah. We'll get to that baseball
It's like
in a little bit here.
and what is it like one of the I don't want to say few times, but where like all of the hype was warranted and like totally true and even better than that, right? Like I feel like LeBron is similar and like Otani and like like it's not often, right? Where it's like this dude's gonna be unbelievable and then he's actually like unbelievable.
Well, there's interesting news from Carrie. Donovan Clark and Blake Hickman have left the Sox org.
Okay, well, I wonder if that was their that new pitching coach they got hired. Is he going
Yeah,
to
that's entirely
Kannapolis?
possible. Huh. I like Blake Hickman a lot. So
Yeah, I
and
wonder,
his guys like him a lot.
is
So
he going somewhere else, taking a college job? Is he like
I
going to
don't
Iowa?
know.
I don't know.
I saw a video of him working with pitchers at a facility earlier today. I don't know who it was though. So,
with Blake Hickman.
yeah, yep, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, Doug also mentions it was legal to throw spitballs during Babe Ruth's time. So I mean, yeah, it's really tough to, you know, say one way or the other. Like I would like to think that the velocity being what it is now, even though some of the old heads are gonna say that, oh well, they used to radar it from the hand, and now they do, at the plate, and now they're doing it out of the hand. I don't, I got nothing about that. It looks harder. I don't know. And, with optimized everything, it would seem to me that getting movement out of these pitches is probably just about as nasty as a spitball, I would think. But who knows? Oh, uh, yeah, that's no, it's just a double. All right. Sorry, got the Mariners Blue Jays on here. It's not looking good for the Mariners currently. Uh, yeah. So anyway, yeah, Andrew Vaughn was what, over 12, something like that in 4 games. Um,
With
also not,
lots of right-handed pitching, right? I guess other than Snell, but
yeah, and lots of ground outs to shortstop, which was pretty much his mo here. So, um, not shocking. So as we mentioned, Seattle is up 3-2 currently on the Blue Jays, and in the series, they are losing 2-0 right now in the game, with a runner on third and 2 outs. I don't know. We'll see. Um, Obviously, their starting pitching's been really good and a lot of clutch hitting. That Eugenio Suarez grand slam the other day. Oh, 4-0. Barger just hit a 2-run home run. Um, Up until right now, uh, the Mariners pitching has been really, really good. And
and who will the Mariners have lined up for 7?
I don't know because Drew Gilbert's pitching right now and getting rocked. So, um, that's a good question. Probably, um, is it Kirby? Kirby up next?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But World Series can't come fast enough. Offseason can't come fast enough. Let's move along to actual things that are happening outside of this series right now. Your thoughts on the Tony Vitello to the Giants possibilities?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different, right? It's like outside the box. Is there like a Buster Posey connection somewhere? I know they have a bunch of former Tennessee like prospects that are like close to the main, like Drew Gilbert and Blade Tidwell and like multiple other guys. I don't think they'd hire, you know, their college coach for that reason, but I found that part interesting. I also like I don't know, like when Ken Rosenthal reported it, it seemed like done. And then within the half hour, like Jeff Passan said it's not done. Like I wonder if this like kind of doesn't happen and Vitello just like turns it into like a massive raise of some kind. Because I just like don't really know what like a lot of times the holdup in this situation is the actual person like not being willing to make the move. I think this happened like a couple of times before Billy Donovan like came to the NBA. It was like, oh, Billy Donovan's the new coach of the Magic, and then he was like, "What am I doing?" And then went back to college. Like this like happens sometimes. So I don't know. It doesn't happen in baseball though. This is like insane. Like that you would hire a college coach as manager, and maybe he'll be great. But I would generally bet against it working.
Yeah, to me, it's I don't know. His players love him. Um, I've heard some of his speeches. Like he'll get people ready to run through a brick wall. At least college kids. Now, is that going to work with a guy that's thinking about his paycheck? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. So, yeah, I think it's an interesting discussion for sure. Um, I guess we'll find out here
Yeah,
probably soon if
and
that's going to happen.
he has been great in this new environment too. He's not like one of these old crusty dudes that like hates that you have to give players NIL money and that like he's gets the best kids out of the transfer portal and like has kind of thrived like in this era, right? Like there's like multiple guys at mid majors that were that team's best player and they just come to Tennessee to play whatever, sort of thing. So if that matters, then he'll, maybe it translates a little bit. I'm always curious to see like does he have his own pitching guy? Is that like an org hire? Is he letting the organization make that? Like how much money is it going to be? It's pretty interesting. We should know soon though.
Yeah, and kind of ties into something that Sox Machine was talking about earlier this week. They were talking about Matt Hobbs from Arkansas, the pitching coach from Arkansas, possibly being hired by the White Sox because
Was it
of
like a
Hagen
was it
Smith
was it like a
ties.
rumor? Oh, I mean that
No,
would
I
be
mean it's
awesome.
just something that they
Yeah,
were talking about. I
that
don't
would be
know.
awesome.
I haven't heard it from anybody. Um, but like I had a couple of thoughts
See, it's worked.
about
It's worked on the pitching coach side. We've
yeah,
just never seen a manager hired. But yeah, go ahead.
yeah, like Federer got
Fetty or
hired
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah, from
Detroit.
Michigan. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd thought about Corey Mascara, who used to be the pitching coach for Wake Forest. He's the head coach at Duke now.
yeah,
Um, him being a manager, a head coach, does that change things for coming to the major leagues as a pitching coach? You
right.
know,
Yeah.
that's a question I have.
Well, I think where is like Wes Johnson now? Is he the head coach? Is he the? I feel like is he at Georgia? Maybe I can't. But he was like he was at Vandy and then he came to be the Twins pitching coach. Um, and now I think he's an SEC manager. So
Hmm.
like yeah, like it has happened of late. I mean, the Sox have always liked the Arkansas program. They do have like Peyton Paulette from there and Hagen. Like Michael Turner's from there.
Yep.
That one would be interesting if that's the kind of hire
Peyton
they make.
Paulette. Yeah.
Does somebody like that see my question, and I don't know if Sox Machine touched on this. Like I feel like if Matt Hobbs like wants to make that jump, he's running pitching, right? Like, does he come to an org that has Brian Bannister in it already? I don't know. That would be like my question.
Yeah, and like I was kind of looking around and trying to find guys that might have had contact with that would make sense. And it like all the names that I ran into, like just missed him in like ships passing in the night at whatever org he was at. And like they're guys that haven't gotten hired elsewhere since. So it makes me think, oh well, that's probably wouldn't be a hire anyway. If they haven't had a job since 2020 or whatever.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was a question above. I think it was from Doug, like asking when we can. I mean, I guess we could have a hire any time in theory. When isn't the GM meetings like the first week in November?
December is it
No, or the winter meetings are in
winter
December,
meetings?
but
Right,
those
right, right.
GM ones are early. They're like right
Yeah,
after the
yeah,
season in November.
yeah.
Um, I would imagine they have coaches by then. Like Venable, I feel like Venable hired McKinven at the GM meet or maybe it was Fuller, but those guys were like in tow, I feel like, for the GM meetings.
Hmm.
So maybe it's this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just like one of these things where we're probably gonna be way off no matter what, unless we hear some crazy rumors.
Right. Yeah, and I really haven't like heard any actual rumors like where these guys are linked or whatever. I kind of miss the Bob Nightingale columns. Like he doesn't write those during the playoffs. Like he's probably sitting on a bunch of info, like because he used to just like unload those on Sunday mornings. Like I don't even read his like article. I just scroll down to the bottom to the around the base pass part and see all the like rumors in there.
Yeah. So baseball brings up something that came out yesterday or Friday that Manny Ramirez has made it known to all 30 teams that he is looking for a hitting coach position.
I saw that.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
I don't know. I mean, do you think he'd be any good at it? Like I mean, he's like one of the rare guys where like he was awesome and might be okay at it. Like a lot of guys that were that good usually are terrible coaches because they just, they're like, "What do you mean? Just swing the bat and hit it over the fence." It's like I heard George Brett was like a horrible hitting coach. They're like, "What do you mean? Just don't swing at bad pitches and hit the ones you like." It's just like, yeah, you're you're awesome. Like not everybody can
Yeah.
do that type of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but yeah, like I saw it. I don't know that anybody hires him. I mean, the other part that I thought was it was like it seems like Albert Pujols is going to get a job, and like at first I thought, and look, he could be great. I have no idea, but it was just like at first I thought it was like a wacky Angels thing, and then it was
Now the
announced that he was
Orioles.
interviewing with other teams too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Watch
interesting.
him, watch him be awesome. Yeah, I mean, who
It's
knows? But
entirely possible. I mean, the dude was, he was a big deal. So,
he should
it's
be the
entirely
player. He should be a
possible.
player manager.
Oh,
He could
not
like bat against lefties. Like yeah, like
if
yeah,
they had done that 10 years ago,
yeah.
he probably would have. If they would have done that with the Angels 10 years ago, they probably wouldn't be in the mess that they're in right
I
now,
know.
at
I mean,
least as
it's
bad anyway.
yeah. I mean, when I first saw it, I did like scoff at it. I was like, ah, it's Artie Moreno, but maybe it's fine because like Torrey Hunter's rumored out there too for Angels and Twins. Like maybe you don't have to sit on a bench for 15 years anymore training for these jobs. You can just hire someone.
What are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you really think
What?
that you could just hire somebody and they could just walk in and manage a club at this point?
No, but I feel like
I don't
it's
think
like
so
it's
either.
feel like it's more common now. Even like I mean, regardless of what you think about what Aaron Boone, right? Didn't Aaron Boone go straight? Because did he coach at all? Didn't he go from TV to the booth or TV to the dugout? Like Mark DeRosa's rumored places. I don't know. Like it's just it's yeah, it's kind of strange.
Yeah, well, DeRosa, he's doing the Team USA thing, but like when I watch him in the dugout, like it's like a bunch of dudes hanging out with their bro, and he just happens to
Mhm.
tell them what order they're hitting in. You know?
Right, but I mean, like we kind of talked about this a couple weeks ago, like with the Venable thing, where Venable kind of like mentioned and laughed about the fact that he doesn't fill out the lineup.
True.
So like maybe if like your Albert Pujols is just this like figurehead leader that's like a like you're like emotional steward for the club and everybody else is doing everything else anyway, like maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of with you where I think it's a little bit nuts, but like maybe there's just so much help now that like the manager just like doesn't have to do that much anymore.
Now, if I'm gonna throw out the HR buzzword that's been going around in the front office, synergy.
Right.
With all of the different positions that they've hired since then in the analytic side of things, and you get qualified guys in the dugout as a bench coach, and maybe it works. Doug says he's could see a catcher doing it. I mean, we've already seen the White Sox try it with a third baseman, and that
Right.
didn't work out very well.
Yeah. Doug, can somebody in the comments find me like what was Stephen Vogt doing before?
Hmm.
'Cause that's, like, a recent one too that I find. Because I remember when, like, Cleveland hired him and people were like, "Oh, Stephen Vogt's a rising star." I'm like, "Didn't that dude retire, like, 2 years prior to
Yeah,
that?"
yeah,
Like, he was somebody's backup and, for a long time, lots of guys make great careers out of it, but it was like I mean, it's not like was he, like, coaching in the minors or doing something? Or was he just, like, somebody's special assistant sitting around, you know? Like,
yeah. I don't know.
yeah, like, it is kind of or you can be like Robin Ventura and, like, not coach at all and be a volunteer coach, like, what, at Oklahoma State, and, like, Robin was doing do you remember the White Sox used to do this, like, fantasy camp where, like, dudes like us would go to Arizona and, like, play baseball against each other and pay money to do it? Like, Robin Ventura was the manager for that.
Oh, was he?
Yes. Yes, and then he was the manager for the actual White Sox. So, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, like, well, this is gonna be I mean, there's a bunch of jobs, man, and there's, like, not people I feel like the Cubs bench coach is probably gonna get one of these jobs. He's rumored, in what, Baltimore and San Diego, Flaherty, and then, like, who knows? Does I mean, could I guess David Ross could theoretically get back in.
He'll get a job here
I saw
this offseason.
Nick Hundley was mentioned for the Giants, but I mean, supposedly the Giants are all in on Tony Vitello.
Hmm. So here's a weird one. Uh, and I'm not gonna miss him at all because the guy annoyed the piss out of me. But Mike Schilt retired this week for the Padres.
Yeah, and it sounds like he's just like this super d-bag, and like that's why. Did you read like the under? Like he said he was retiring as Padres manager, and then John Heyman came on the radio here locally this week and basically like dumped all over him. It was like his entire staff hates him, and the same thing happened in St. Louis. Oh,
Well, yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Like,
I don't understand how you could see that guy's personality out on the field and go, "Oh yeah, I'm sure he gets along really well with everybody."
yeah, I mean, apparently nobody can stand it.
Not shocking. I mean, they said it in St. Louis, so I mean, and after watching him in St. Louis, I was like, "Yeah, that kind of tracks." And now it happens again with the Padres. And he said that he did it of his own volition,
Yeah, no, I
just
doubt it.
because he wanted to. Um,
That's like a move to not get fired.
yeah, textbook.
Even though like I'd make them fire me so I could keep the money, or maybe they let him keep the money. You know, I mean, you got
Yeah,
there. I feel like there's openings that like I've forgotten about. Like, don't they have? Aren't there like going to be 7 manager hires or something
there
here?
are a ton.
Because oh, like Pittsburgh went with their interim, but I mean, yeah,
And there's
yeah,
front office spots available too.
well, there's Colorado for baseball, yeah, for
Yeah,
their head job
yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised. Charrington's still in Pittsburgh.
as GM, yeah, and then they kept Don Kelly. I'm not surprised. That owner's not going to pay another general manager.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. But I mean, if you really look at things and you see what Charrington's done and what his staff's done
Yeah, it's not good.
about what they're building in the minors, though,
Yeah,
there
well,
there are there is some stuff down there.
of late, yes.
Yeah,
But they've had so many picks and they just, like like if you look at their draft like after Skeens, like or there was the one where they took Henry Davis,
yeah.
and then they like dispersed the money all around and like, I guess that one's probably worth it because you got Bubba Chandler out of it, but they took like 5 high schoolers and most of them like aren't going to pan out. So yeah, we'll see.
Some of their international guys have, or at least looking like something.
Yes.
Um,
But it does
one of
look
their
like they're gonna
guys,
have like a 20-year-old Connor Griffin in the big leagues. So
um, one of their international guys is leading the AFL in home runs. He's got like 5 or 6 home runs,
oh
and
yeah, I
nobody
saw
else has
that.
got more than 2.
Yeah,
So
yeah, which is kind of wild because that's like a hitters league generally.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, well, we talk about most of the time that the hitting in the AFL is supposed to be like crazy, but I mean, really, I've watched probably like 5 Desert Dogs games, and there's been like 4 home runs. I think
Yeah, yeah.
it's not that it's not
Caden
that
Connors
much.
is hitting though. He's trying.
Oh yeah,
He's
he's hitting
trying to
great.
win. He's trying to win MVP of the league. Trying to be the
Yeah,
next Adam Engel.
yeah, he was hitting 500 until yesterday. I did not see what he did today because I didn't even bother looking because
Yeah,
no stream again.
yeah,
For some reason, it's always the Desert Dogs that don't have a stream.
yeah. So I mean, you went back and listened to Giannis, right? So he did mention
Yeah,
they think Braden Montgomery's going to get into games this week. That would be cool.
yeah,
I haven't heard anything on it other than that this weekend when he was on the Bruce Levine show.
yeah. Yeah, he popped up in the like I said, he popped up on the bench the other day. So um I would expect to see him sometime real soon. I saw him walking around out on the field, so we'll see.
All right.
Uh,
That's good. He should have what? He has like 4 weeks ish? 3 weeks?
yeah, I'm sure he'll probably get like a good like 35, 40 at bats in
Yeah, yeah,
probably.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm curious to see how much they let Hagen throw. Because 6
Yeah,
innings so far, I think only.
Yeah, he's only thrown 3 innings, but so here's the thing.
But I bet he could throw more than that if they like, you know.
He probably could, but, if you have noticed, which I have, you may have, I don't know if anybody else has noticed it, but his pitch counts are really high.
Yeah, right. That's why I said
Like, this
3.
is
That's
like
like 3
Dylan
innings if you're gonna
Cease
walk that
Rodon.
many. Right? Because even with the strikeouts, they're like 3-2 counts and he's throwing a slider, like, you know, to like get somebody.
Yeah, and with it, with it being a 2 pitch mix essentially, and, like, every once in a while featuring a 3rd pitch, it's like guys know either it's 50-50,
Yeah.
and more likely than not, it's coming hard, you know?
Yeah. I feel like the us and our other podcast, I feel like, are the only people that like seem like at all concerned, flustered, whatever by him. So whatever. Maybe we're idiots. Like I don't know. Like I mean, look, the Sox aren't gonna be honest. They're like, oh, everything's fine, right? But even like when you look at like MLB Pipeline tweeting out is, you know, they're like, oh, he's 94 to 96, like, and nobody hits him. It's like, okay, yeah. There's like other stuff though that's kind of annoying with him.
Yeah, like, the fact that we're down a couple miles an hour
Right.
from just a few weeks ago.
Right.
I mean, is it by design? I don't know. But, I can't imagine that averaging 20 pitches an inning is by design.
No. Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, it's just poor fastball command. That's what he does. I
Yeah.
mean, he just whatever. However many innings they want, 15, 20, whatever, just get that
Yeah, I would think it's probably
and
20.
then just, you know, like be done with it. Sam Antonacci's doing Sam Antonacci things.
He is, the I mean, and not that this is the most important thing, but the batting average has dropped, down to the 240s, 230s, something like that. The hits haven't been dropping. He had an 0 for 6 the other night. But it also comes after having 4 days off, and then, I think he played 2 games and then had another day off, so I don't
Yeah.
really know.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about that dude. It's
Me
pretty
either.
consistent.
Yeah, just be nice to see him continue to, hit 450 and be on
Right.
base all the time. That would be nice. But
Well, with
Caden
him
Connor's doing that.
well, with him, I'd like their honest like assessment of like what the plan is, right? Like is he on next year's big league team like really soon? Like do they like him better than Mydroth? Can you have both guys on your team? Like, I just think it's the whole thing is kind of interesting.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, you've got you got to figure out what you're doing with that infield at this point. And I'm actually, surprised that they haven't put Antonacci in the outfield or tried one of the other guys in the outfield for like a fair amount of time here to see if you can mix and match these guys if you think they're important to what your team's going to be doing for the next few years.
Right, because as of right now, like to me, like I think they kind of have their shortstop and second baseman,
You would think.
right? Like I mean, I don't know. I mean, unless you're just gonna like you like platoon guys and sit Mydroth against some righties or whatever, but you know, I, and I would think like a first base edition is coming, like at some point. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I don't know. I know we were gonna get to this at some point. Like we could do it now. I mean, they quietly just like outrighted 5 dudes off their roster. It was just like in press release form. Like these guys are gone. They're like tune in next Tuesday when we dump 5 more. Like, it's just
Yeah.
gonna be like get rid of all the because some of the guys that are still on the roster are like easy to discard too.
So this actually brings up an interesting thought here. So you've got guys like Isert and Tyler Alexander that are still around.
Well, so Tyler Alexander's I think he's gonna be a free agent, right?
Oh, is he a free
I
agent?
think
Okay.
so, yeah. But no, Isert, you're right on. But keep going. But yeah, I,
I mean, you're looking at guys who gave up like 60 runs in a year,
mhm,
including their inherited runners, not the
right.
ones that they got charged for. Like, you can't keep guys around that are allowing 1 run per appearance pitch for your team.
Yeah.
Like that's a recipe for disaster. So like a bunch of these guys still have to go, and we'll see where like who it is that they decide to protect. I mean, like the next couple of weeks before November 20th is going to be
Yeah.
bonkers. I can't wait to see who
Well,
gets
I know
put on the
well, I
40.
know
Who,
Booster and Gilbert, like, have options. Does Isert? I feel like Isert might too, and if he does, like, that's, like, what could save him because I feel like it's the guys, like, that are crunched that don't have any options that are, like, gonna be the expendable guys. He does, he has 2 minor Isert has 2 minor league options. So, and he had a FIP, like, and an ERA, like, in the 4s.
yeah,
But I mean, yeah, dude, like, I mean, I don't really need to see him anymore either. Like, I get that.
wasn't his FIP? Wasn't Icert's FIP like around like 5.5 or something like that? I could have swore it was like way
Both of
higher.
them are in the 4s. I just looked
Are
at it.
they okay?
Yeah, but his was, like, lower than his ERA for a long time, and then it
Hmm.
got into the 4, so it kinda normalized, like, in an ugly fashion. So, yeah, Dominic Fletcher, Corey Julks had both been outrighted before, so they elected free agency this time. The thing that's funny about that is, like, you basically dumped 5 guys, but you have 5 guys coming off the 60-day DL back onto your 40 man, so you really didn't clear up any space because
Yeah,
those guys go back on the 40, like, all of your IL, your Prelander Baroas of the world and those types of guys, Kai Bush, those guys go right onto your 40. And then you're obviously gonna have Rule 5 decisions to make.
yeah. So you've got Clevenger declared free agency, Jacob Amaya also,
Okay.
Palacios also. So there's your five. Um, we had the question earlier when are the White Sox going to re-sign Clevenger?
Yeah.
I don't think that that's going to happen, but you never know. He did place in the top 100 in Stuff Plus for minor leaguers, so there
Who did
is,
Clevenger?
yeah, yeah. He was like
Yeah, I
number
mean,
two on the White Sox, I
I
think.
feel like he should be awesome in relief, but he's not, right?
Yeah, he's really not.
Like,
He
why
walks too
can't
many guys.
like, why right, like, why can't Mike Clevenger do what, um, Keller just did for the Cubs? You know what I mean? Like, these random things happen all the time, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's too many walks, that's why.
So a couple of questions here, and actually a comment here. Doug says, "Please trade Sosa for an outfielder." I mean, maybe.
I
Said
mean,
they keep.
honestly, like, I would trade Sosa if you could get, like, 2 young pitchers that you like that don't go on your 40 man. I mean, some of these guys, you're gonna have to trade guys from your 40 man for guys that don't have to go on your 40 man.
Yeah. Yep. You're gonna have to get a little bit younger somehow, and that's probably gonna be two trades. Joshua brought up Chalowski and Miles Bailey.
Ooh,
Um,
that's gonna be tough. I don't think you can get Bailey to the 2nd pick, but
no, but you know who would if we did get Miles Bailey, you know who'd be really upset?
who's
Dylan.
that? Oh, yeah, he didn't
Dylan
like him, right?
it really does not like him. He's
Lots of
very
Ks.
scared of the swing and
Well,
miss.
so I do think they'll pick too high to draft him, like, in the 1st. But I mean, there's a high schooler from Glenbrook South or somewhere, right? That's the guy. That's him. He was on their area codes team. That's their 2nd rounder.
That's entirely possible.
Ethan Bass, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. As soon as I saw him, I was like, yeah, that's the guy. Like, no,
Yeah, makes
the
total
next
sense.
JJ Lally guy. That's who they're taking. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I I would not be surprised one
I
bit.
mean, it's a good guess, right? Like,
Yeah.
local guy, outfielder. Like, they've done this before.
So Doug brings this up, and this is something like I had talked on Hot Takes and Heaters with Danny and Jacob about this, um, just as a overarching thing. And somebody made a comment. I don't remember who said it. It might have been Danny, might have been Jacob, but they said something about Cannon, Burke, and Davis Martin not being wanted on the South Side. And I don't think that it's necessarily that they're not wanted. Um, but do you think that some of this pitching goes this offseason, or do you think that they keep all these guys?
No, I mean, yeah, I think it goes. I mean, are Cannon and Burke gonna be in the rotation next year? Maybe one of
I
them
don't
might
know.
be. That's what I
Burke
mean.
was. on like he was high up on on the metrics. So
And
I mean, I could see.
you're gonna have a new pitching coach. I mean, look, maybe one of the reasons why Ethan Katz is gone is because like Sean Burke like didn't look that great in the big leagues, and his
Well,
stuff's
the
really good.
I don't know if you heard the same thing I did, but apparently Burke was throwing what the heck was he throwing? He was throwing something and it was screwing up his mechanics for all his other pitches,
Oh
which we
yeah,
have
yeah,
heard about a couple of other pitchers as well. Noah Schultz had this issue where like his pitch grip and the either the supination or pronation, I forget, um, was screwing up his other pitches. And the same thing happened with Sean Burke. I think he was throwing a sinker or something that was screwing everything up.
yeah.
So, I mean, is that something that you're going to blame on Ethan Katz? I mean, I don't
I
see
don't
why it
know.
would be, but
No, but I mean, if you're gonna hire one of these pitching coaches who like is one of these like optimizer type guys, you would think that like one of the hopes would be that he could get more out of Sean Burke. I think Cannon is kind of what he is for everybody.
yeah,
Um, but I mean, Burke's the one where I mean, you told me Burke was like a lights out eighth inning guy. I'd be like, okay, like yeah. I mean, go to two pitches. Something I have to address really quick, just because it's really funny, is um, TJ was talking about. I think he was talking about our second round pick, and he said maybe Jacob Thome. That would be a terrible pick. If you took Jacob Thome with the second round pick, that would be not good.
yeah. I mean, I would think that he would probably be more. That would be more for I don't know, Road to the Raid or something that you would
Yeah,
hire Jacob Thome
yeah.
or
Like
draft Jacob Thome.
Landon Tomey could be an option, but
Yeah,
Jacob Thome probably a bad pick. Maybe maybe still better than Steele Walker though.
whew, that's entirely possible. Say less. Um, Doug says we're gonna get the fifth pick. It is going to suck.
Hey,
I
stop.
I
We,
really hope not.
yeah, that would suck. Honestly, if you're gonna pick fifth, you'd rather pick seventh.
I mean, if I was gonna pick fifth, I'd rather pick 10th, so we
Yeah,
didn't have to think about it at all
I'm
for
not gonna
next
be.
year.
I'm
But
not gonna be mad. Like, what's the lowest pick they could get for you to not be like angry about it? Like three?
probably two.
Really? I feel like
Yeah,
if they got
if
three, I'd be fine with it. I'd be like, okay, because this class is really good. But I mean, yeah, like it's kind of
I mean, I would not, walk into oncoming traffic because of pick number 3.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, for me to not be even like the tiniest bit pissed, it would probably
Right.
have to be 2.
So we should go live for that and freak out on air.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, we'll just
I
host
mean,
the live.
for the memes.
I mean, like CHGO does it, right? Anytime there's like a draft lottery or something, we could do that.
Yeah.
We'd have Elijah on too.
Yeah. Who is the White Sox version of Cam Scattaboo?
Uh, maybe in a few weeks when they sign Josh Naylor, it'll
Yeah,
be him.
that's oh man.
I don't know. I mean, the thing with Cam Scadaboo is, like, he's actually good, right? He's like treated like one of these like cult heroes, but he's actually like kind of good at football. Like, you know,
Scattaboo?
yeah,
Oh yeah, guy's an
that's
animal.
what I mean. Like, he's really good. Like, it's not just like they're like letting this guy play because it's like personality. No, he's good.
Vladdy Daddy just hit one, 5-0 Toronto.
Okay,
Yeah,
game 7 it
not
is.
not
That's not.
looking
Is it
good.
tomorrow? Would it be tomorrow or is there a day off?
I think so. It should
Yeah.
be tomorrow. They just came back to Toronto, so it should be game 7
And the
tomorrow in
Dodgers are
Toronto.
just waiting, like just chilling, hanging out,
Yeah.
getting their pitchers lined up. Yeah, baseball.
Vla-
Drake May, different sport, obviously. Drake May is really good.
Yeah. I was I was
Drake May was awesome at North Carolina too.
I was
So,
going to mention that, but I didn't want to do it on the stream because I don't want to talk about that.
oh yeah, I think he's awesome. I mean, I would have like I think every team in the league would have taken Caleb at one. I think that's still fine. The debate was the next two guys.
Yeah.
And it's funny how that happens. Like now Daniels is like struggling a little bit and May's it's the sport is crazy.
Yep. So blank name brings up he thinks we would be pissed if the White Sox got 2 and the team ahead of them had the lowest odds of getting number 1. Yeah, I'd probably still be
Yeah,
upset about that as
that
well.
would annoy me. Yeah, I guess.
Like if the Twins happen to hop them and get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, I could see the Twins not paying Chalowski though. So that's
Yeah.
the silver lining is like if one of these really cheap ass teams like gets one and you have two,
I don't know.
because you might be able to float Chalowski to your spot.
Yeah. I would be shocked if Chalowski didn't go number 1 overall unless he just absolutely tanks this year
Yeah, you're
at
gonna. I mean,
UCLA.
he's gonna get the most money ever. Like, there's no reason for him not to take. Because like with him, this is one of the issues, right? It's like if you get a big market team in there, like somebody could pay him 10 million bucks and just that's where like we'll get into all of this obviously, but the White Sox in theory flexing some muscle because I had heard like 2 years ago like they were trying to float Charlie Condon down, they were trying to float Bazana down, and obviously like they paid Hagan $8 million. I wonder how high they would have gone for like a different player. Like I just
Yeah.
the whole money thing at the top is nuts.
Yes, that's who we're talking about right now, David. There is a player that's like a Bryce Harper. He's not high school, but he is really good.
Yeah, I mean, like guys like this usually don't go to college. Like yeah, your phenoms like this are usually out of high school for sure.
Yeah. Um, Uncle Ted says we should trade for Mitch Keller and Joe Ryan. I like Mitch Keller.
Yeah, I like Mitch
Tread
Keller.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. And he also says that we should sign Lucas Giolito. I don't think I highly doubt
yeah, not
that
without cats here.
that and also
Isn't he hurt
I don't
again?
know. The vibe that I got is that he did not enjoy his time here at the end. But, hey,
Yeah, I think there are a
he
lot of
says
guys that
sign
didn't.
cease. I guess we're gonna
Yeah,
get the band back together again 2020.
yeah. See, they're not signing anybody with a qualifying offer. So,
Yeah. Um
but there were some interesting. I mean, I saw baseball brought it up. I think. Did you see there was a rumor online from that burner account guy or whatever that was talking about trading Robert to the Phillies for Castellanos and like two prospects. Like, but Castellanos has 2 years left on his deal.
and he is I mean,
He's been
just
terrible. Yeah,
he's he is cooked
yeah,
for like 2 years now. I don't know whether he's got some of that Anthony Rendon in him where he is just like hating on baseball at this point and just doesn't care to play baseball anymore or what the deal is. Like usually he's like pretty like one of those guys that gets pretty fired up. And
yeah,
I haven't seen a whole lot of that from him.
yeah.
Um
No,
yeah, I don't
yeah.
know.
Castellanos is not good.
So interesting theory from JT about Chalowski. Twins will totally getting number 1 and they'll sign him just to screw Ishbia.
Oh well,
Could you imagine?
yeah. I mean, what are their odds? They're like, I mean, they're
I
behind the
don't know.
Sox. I know that. Yeah,
Here,
I
let
mean,
me
I can do it.
tankathon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. We get like, I mean, pretty soon on the show, like, we're just gonna be running tankathon simulations. Like, it's like crazy. Yeah, they have this. They're second actually.
Oh, man.
70 and 92.
Oof.
And then Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and the A's. Because remember,
Um,
Washington had the second worst record, but they don't count because they're at
if
11.
if Pittsburgh gets it or the Twins get it, I will be irate.
Yeah. So the one thing though is in the other rounds, right? Colorado picks first, the Sox pick second, and Washington picks third, like throughout.
Mm, yeah. So, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, you get your higher pool and
Yeah.
whatever, but man,
What would you think if St. Louis got the first pick?
and we got second?
Yeah, because
No, I wouldn't care.
that's what my first simulation just was.
I wouldn't care, but Chalowski's
St.
definitely
Louis
gone.
won, White Sox 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd
Like
probably
they're
they'd
100% taking
yeah, they'd take
Chalowski.
him and then the Sox would take the best high school guy probably. That
You think they wouldn't take that other?
No, I think the two. I think it's Chalowski and the two high school guys are the three best players. The
Hmm,
younger Lombard and Emerson
yeah,
Brady Emerson. Yeah,
I like.
those
I like.
those dudes would be number one picks in most years. There's just a Rock Chalowski this time.
Yeah,
Uncle Ted, that I might be interested in trading
I'd
for
do
Shane
that.
McClanahan.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do that. Um, so moving along here, the work stoppage possibility. How about this? The possibility of a
yeah,
work stoppage. What What are your thoughts? I seen you tweeting about it, xing about it a
yeah.
little bit over the last couple of days. Your feelings on this whole thing?
So I might be crazy. I feel like I'm the only one. I don't know. Like, eh, I just like don't understand. Like the media is out there, like, oh, this is definitely happening. They're gonna miss games. Like I don't know, man. Like salary cap is a non-starter. That's like not happening. Like it's just not. Like you're gonna miss a full season, and then you still think that like what would have to happen for the players to actually be like, you know what, let's do this. Like a full season and miss games, and then at that point, like I think honestly, lots of baseball fans are just like not gonna come back to the sport and watch it ever again.
Yeah.
Like
Did
it's
you
just
happen to see that the Trevor May tweet?
no, I did not. But I
Okay,
heard like
I'll
Levine
bring it
talking
up
about
here.
it this week. And you know how he's a shill for owners, right? But it's like, oh well, there will be a salary cap. No, there won't. And like this was the thing last time, right? They played hardball until they realized that like the players were gonna say no, and then it like the small market owners also don't want to miss games. The other thing that I find interesting is all the people like. Did you listen to that whole show or just the Giannis segment?
Just the Giannis segment.
So they're talking about Kyle Tucker like that matters, right? Like what he should take a 3-year deal because of the lot. It's like guys aren't going to get paid if they're not playing. Like that doesn't matter. Like they're like why would anybody do that? Like it's just and there will be a massive flurry like last time, right? Where like next December whatever, 2 Decembers from now, December of 26. A whole bunch of dudes are going to sign and teams aren't gonna be because like they're you don't pay them anyway until baseball starts again. Like there's just a lot of narratives that are strange.
Yeah. Adrian says it's not like having a salary cap will all of a sudden disband the Dodgers immediately. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily the thing because it's the deferred money. Like they're not
Yeah,
like their salary isn't really all that. I mean, it's high, of course, but it's
yeah.
not that high because all that deferred money. So Trevor May says, I think there should be a salary cap in baseball. In exchange, teams must allow for a third party audit yearly to verify revenue numbers, establish what exactly is considered revenue on a yearly basis, and reduce team control from 6 to 4 years before free agency.
Well, I mean, stuff like that is the only way the players would ever even consider it is if you got rid of the 6 years of control and made it like
Yeah.
if you made it like the NFL, basically something like that, right?
Yep.
But the problem is like you can't get drafted and like come right to the big leagues, even though teams are moving guys quicker than they've ever moved them. That's like one I mean, I think not having a salary cap is the coolest thing about the sport. Um, but the problem is these other teams. Like I have buddies that like hate baseball because the Dodgers but like to me like the Dodgers aren't the reason why you should hate baseball. It's the teams that don't do what the Dodgers do.
Yeah.
And look, they're an extreme, right? That's not but like everybody could be Philadelphia if they wanted to be. They just don't. They're just cheap and don't feel like it. Um and we just saw the Dodgers like with this super team. Well, how many games did they win in the regular
Uh,
season?
Not
90
even
something.
100, I
That's
don't
what I
think,
mean.
right?
They won 90
Yeah.
something. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like it's baseball. It's totally different. But I mean, I don't know. It's always like like people always think it's owners versus players when it's owners versus players. I can't see these guys being willing to lose all of the revenue. I just don't really see it. But maybe I'm naive. I mean, look, there will be a lockout. 100%. I just don't know that they miss games or a season, like
Yeah.
100%
This,
they like the floor is the bigger thing.
yep. That's always been my thought as well, is that if there's like there has to be there should be a salary floor, just because you see guys like Nutting where, his payroll is like $40 million. I mean, the White Sox have done that as well, but that was like when they're in the process of shedding payroll and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I don't know. The whole thing in baseball. Yes, I did see that he said he was mostly kidding in the next tweet, and like it's just this is the whole CBA thing's just it's tough. Like getting all these guys in a room and getting them to agree with each other is
It's why the easy stuff never gets done. Like your international draft and your base, like all this stuff gets like thrown in at the end, right? There's like like your the dumb qualifying offer rules. Like how easy would it be to say like, okay, the Twins lose a free agent, right? A big one. And you compensate them, right? You give them a pick for losing their guy, but you don't actually like make the team signing that player give up something. It's like one of the dumbest things in sports that you have to forfeit draft picks in order to sign good players. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like especially in this sport where like you should be trying, right? But it like craters markets for guys. We've seen it every year. Like even it's another thing. Like it's like me picking on Bruce again, right? But he was like talking about Alex Bregman and he's like, "Oh, Alex Bregman should opt in." And I'm like, "No, he shouldn't." Like like he has so he's got 80 million over 2 years coming, right? He's gonna get way more than that because he doesn't have a qualifying offer attached to him.
yep,
Like, it's just it's not the same thing at all. There are so many teams who are just not gonna pay a premium and give up a pick and give up the international space. And you might think that that's stupid. Like, fine, like, but there are teams that think that way. So it like craters markets. So these guys that are unencumbered, like last year, how long did it take? What's Pete Alonso, right? He's the first baseman with a qualifying offer attached. He'll get paid this time. Not, you know, not a ton, right? But somebody might give him 3 years at like 90 because they don't have to give up a pick for him.
yeah, yeah. That qualifying pick is a deal breaker for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving up a second round pick and like forfeiting like the $2.4 million that you could use. Like it's just a killer for some of these teams, especially
Well,
the small market teams.
second round pick if you're not getting revenue sharing, right? If you get revenue sharing, you give
Then
up your
it's like
one
your
B.
Yeah, it's like your 3rd pick, but sometimes that's a second rounder if you have, like, one of those
Yeah.
for you know what I mean? Like, if you have one of those like, you can't forfeit one of the bonus picks, but they count, like, in the counting process,
Gotcha.
right? So,
That makes sense.
yeah, so if you have, like, you have, like, a high pick, and then you have, like, pick 35 because you have you know what I mean, the competitive balance one, well, then you're forfeiting your 2nd rounder, which is, like, in the top 45 still, like, nobody's gonna do that.
Yeah, I saw that it just like the whatever a team is paying for signing a guy with a qualifying offer
Yeah, it's 22
and
million or something, or
something like that. Well, I mean, I didn't even bother looking at the numbers because I know the White Sox aren't going to do it because
oh, yeah,
they
no.
don't want to lose the pick, and B, they don't want to spend that kind of money.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really tough to forfeit a pick like that unless you're getting, like, Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, fine. Like, you have to give up a 2nd round pick for Kyle Tucker, like, okay, fine, no problem. But, yeah, like, they're not gonna do it to sign Nick Pavetta or something, you know, like some random guy.
Yeah. Well, that may be true, Uncle Ted, but you're also not paying anyone close to that in the second round either.
Right, I mean, think about, like, what they just did, right? Like, I don't know how good Jaden Fauske is gonna be, but, like, I mean, it's Caleb Bonnemer. Like, Caleb
Yep.
Bonnemer is a top 60 prospect in baseball right now.
Yep.
That's, like, the level of dude that you're forfeiting by doing it.
Yes, Uncle Ted, I understand it's not my money, but it is the White Sox money, and they're not going to do that. That's my point.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I might actually do it. They will not.
yeah, I would love to have Pete Alonso. That'd be great, dude's.
But he's not gonna have a qualifying offer attached this time because he did last time.
Right this time. Yeah. Um,
Schwarber's the better argument. Schwarber will have one attached to him.
Yeah. Oh, Seattle scored a run.
5-1.
Yeah, 5-1 in the top of the sixth with 2 outs. You Savage just pulled. We'll see what happens. But we will not be here for that, though, because we are pushing up against an hour.
Yeah,
You got anything important this
we're
week?
gonna be done here shortly. No, I'm gonna write at some point, just kind of, like as we get closer to Rule 5, like putting some stuff out there as far as like the players the White Sox will definitely protect, and then the players they might not, and looking at the rest of their 40-man, um, that sort of stuff. But I mean, until the World Series is over, not much is gonna happen unless we get coaching news. I feel like.
Yeah. Howard says he heard Pete is looking for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, well,
Not shocking.
that's probably not gonna happen, but.
Yeah. Oh, this is a fun one. Um, you have a pitcher on your team who is probably the best pitcher, one of the top 2 pitchers in baseball, and you go to negotiate a contract extension, and
Oh,
you are $250 million off.
there's
So says
no
the agent.
there's no way, right? There's no way they offered him 150.
I can't
Because
imagine.
don't you think that's what it was like? 400's like around the number, probably,
Uh,
right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Doesn't he
I
get
mean,
close
if
to 400?
I think he probably
What's
gets
the
more than
most?
that.
Yeah, so like, isn't the most ever like 325 or something? For, like, um, the Dodgers, like Cole's got a ton of money, and then the Dodgers signed
It's like 350 or
what's
something.
his face for like, yeah, like 325, 350, something like. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, my guess is like on the open market, like how old is he? I mean, you
20,
would think like 10.
25, 26.
I think he's older than that, but
Is he?
like still, like 10 at 400, like to be $250 million off of that. That means you offered this dude like 150.
Oh, he's 28. Yeah.
Okay. So still, so yeah, he's getting 10 years. Um like Max Scherzer pitched in a freaking playoff game. Like Tariq Skubal's getting 10 years. Um
That's
but
what I'm saying.
this is why I brought up the fact that they're going to trade him. They don't have a choice. I mean, okay, that's wrong. They have a choice. But like their owner's not going to pay him $400 million. And even if they were willing to like come close to that, like if he knows that 5 or 6 other teams would also pay him $400 million, why would he not go to free agency?
Yeah. Yeah. Why wouldn't you open it up for the highest bidder at that
Yeah,
point?
right.
You
And it's
try
and
and
it's Scott Boras.
if you know that you're going to get 400, why don't you try and hit free agency so you can try to get to that 450 mark or to the 500
Yeah,
mark?
yeah. So I think,
If he has another dominant year next year and he hits free agency like he's hoping to do, you know, I don't see why if he has another like ridiculous year again, like of course he's trying to get like 8 to 10 years and $500 million.
yeah, this is why I thought like that'd be like an off-season storyline is them trading him because I mean they can keep him, that's fine, but like then you're gonna lose him next offseason and get a first-round pick in return. I feel like
Yeah.
they could get more than that in a trade. The other one, like Captain Cheapness, supposedly the Brewers are going to trade Freddie Peralta with 1 year left on
Yes.
his deal.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
$8 million. They don't want to pay him.
I don't think it's that. I think it's that they want to get something
Yeah, they'll
for him.
cash him in for a few
Yeah,
things. Yeah,
which
that's how
is
they operate.
we've seen the White Sox do that 15 times. So
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
how they operate. Because they could pay him
Rosarina just scored.
the $8 million and get a first round pick at the end of the year, or you could kind of trade because they traded
Yeah,
Devin Williams too, and it was like kind of I mean, they got Nestor Cortez. But then they also got that other Caleb Durbin or whatever, who was like a pain for them all year. And then Adrian asked about the new pitching coach.
he
So,
did. Yeah,
yeah, JC Sanner, I knew nothing about him. He was like a pitching coach at a JUCO. Obviously, it comes Brian Bannister approved. Um, Usually guys like this like are working in Arizona doing something. I mean, it's interesting. Like we just heard tonight that like Kannapolis lost their pitching coach, right? So isn't that where Blake Hickman was? Kannapolis. So
yeah.
maybe the Arizona guy gets promoted to Kannapolis, and this kid's in Arizona. My guess is he's not going from JUCO to Kannapolis. But yeah, I mean, he's a pitching coach. He'll be working in pitching in some capacity in the farm system.
Yep. Yeah, that's my guess. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him in Canny. Um, but you never know, you know?
Yeah, and there should be, I don't know when typically we'll hear that too. There's obviously like minor league spots open. They need a AAA manager. Um, I don't know that that will be Kiros or if they'll go outside the organization or, but yeah, we shall see.
Yep. We shall see. Off season's coming. Yeah, he was in Winston-Salem this year. He was in Canny for
That's right.
Canny for 2 years
Yeah.
before that.
Uncle Ted brought up
Um,
Ricky Weeks. Isn't he like doing something?
Ricky
He's
Weeks.
interviewing places, right? I saw.
I don't know if he got hired anywhere. I just heard the name pop up recently. So, um, but I don't remember
Yeah,
in
he's got to be doing something somewhere. Yes.
old Ricky Weeks. Blast from the past.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Are you Grady AAA manager?
I
what
I
are your
don't
thoughts on that?
I don't think that's the role. I think he's the first base coach. But okay, if that's what he wants to do, I just don't think that. I don't think Grady Sizemore like wants to move to Charlotte and manage. But
Charlotte's pretty nice.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Ricky Weeks is the associate manager in Milwaukee.
Associate manager.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
whatever that is. I'm curious. That's that's the other curious thing is like Texas when they hired Bochy, and Will Venable was on staff. They had all these weird like roles, um, all these like made up titles. I don't know if the White Sox are doing that or if they're like truly downsizing and not paying anyone. So we'll see.
I don't think so.
Where you have like because like this year Grady Sizemore was the offensive coordinator.
He was.
Yeah. So
Thanks, Danny. Appreciate that.
best one in Chicago since Mike Martz, maybe? I don't know. Yeah.
Unless you're a tight end,
Yes, true.
then you hate
Yeah,
him.
you trade Greg Olson for nothing. Yes. Yeah.
Eesh. Insane. All right, you good? All right, I'm gonna walk us out then. You have been watching / listening to the Future Sox podcast. If you are listening to this in podcast form, know that you can find us every Sunday night at 8 p.m. on YouTube and the Purple app. You can also find this podcast along with all our written content at futuresox.net. If you are looking for White Sox prospect highlights, you can find them on X at Future Sox and now also here on our YouTube channel. As we are now a member of the Just Baseball Media Network, we would appreciate it if you go over there, give them likes and follows and subscribes as well. If you love the content and want to support us here at Future Sox, there is a link to our Patreon in our channel description and at futuresox.net. You can also toss up a super chat on our YouTube stream. Also, don't forget to like this stream and subscribe with notifications so you know when we're going live while helping us in the World Wide Web algorithms. My name is Ian Eskridge at Daily White Sox. He's James Fox at James Fox 917. We appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming in here. Thanks for coming in the chat and for helping us drive this show. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you again. We will catch you up with you next week. You guys have a great one, and we'll catch you in a little bit. Thanks. Bye.